Tiffany, you're gonna notice that there are tracks, like dirt tracks, around this kitchen floor. You do see footprints, Riz, faintly in the dirt tracks. They seem to be a size. I'm gonna say size 11 shoe. Size 11 shoe.
Okay, so a human's footprint for sure.
Human's footprint for sure.
Most likely male?
Most likely male.
Okay.
Alright, well, she's gonna, point that out to the officer. Well, I guess.
Kyle will note that. He says, "Don't disturb anything else, please." But we definitely need to secure the area and make sure that nobody else is either still alive or still in the house that it doesn't belong here.
Alright, maybe you should take the lead
kind of
on this.
levitate slightly.
He's gonna look at Tiffany and say, "You are well armed,
Yeah.
Miss Benoit. Do you have your gun out?"
Yeah. It
Okay.
came out as soon as they went inside.
Smart.
And pointed
Nice.
down because she paid attention.
Yes.
More than just he smells nice.
All right. So this estate is, like I said, relatively large. I mean, it's gonna have a lot of the rooms you would expect to find in a normal house. I don't know if there's a place in particular that you guys want to try to look in, or if you're just gonna wander around aimlessly. Kyle is probably going to tell you all not to stray too far away. And
I mean, would
Actually,
we
Tiffany is going to pause before everyone breaks up. I have rubber gloves if anyone wants. I usually have them with me for you. Anyone want?
I already have gloves.
Nods
Sure,
to her.
I'll take a pair.
Passes them out. Puts on her own.
Alright, do they see any other disturbances along the way? Whether that be blood or skewed
Yeah.
picture frames or vase knocked over.
Okay, so in the kitchen, no. The kitchen, the next place that Kyle is going to take you into is sort of like a living room area-ish. And what you will see in the living room is, again, more dirt, more tracks. The dirt does seem to be coming from an area to the east side of the estate.
Chase will be looking for a library.
Are we sticking together or are we going in groups? What are we doing?
I think it's best to split up.
He says that it's a relatively large estate, so I would say that it might be a good idea to split up in groups of twos or threes, not alone though.
Nonce.
There's 6 of us, so maybe we can split up into 2 groups of 3.
So just to be clear, you are telling us civilians that we should split up to find a murderer.
Or you can stay here. She suggested it.
Yeah, and I
more
think it's
just
a shit
wanted to know
idea
the
and you should not
protocol.
support that.
Sorry?
No offense, Tiff.
I mean,
You've shown yourselves capable before.
Chase is
he
definitely
says.
for splitting up. If it's going to cover more ground and...
Molly is too.
Yeah.
It's not rational, maybe, but...
Who thinks rationally?
Were we given walkie-talkies or comm units of some kind if we're going to
No.
split up?
You don't have that,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I mean, part of Chase's defense to that would be, yeah, but if we're all in one room, we can all get killed together. So if we split up, at least only a couple of us die, before they warn each other, right? So I
This
just
is
straight logic.
Or we could be picked off 1 by 1, or 2 by 2, or 3 by 3.
That's why Jenny suggested we go in pairs. At least one of us can
At
run.
least pairs. I mean, Jenny has seen that you guys have... this woman can blow a door down with her mind. So
Yeah.
I think he feels like you guys, at least
Yeah.
half of you are capable enough.
No.
Which is why it goes in 2s or 3s.
Cassie will roll her eyes and nod and say, "All right, well, I'm going with Chase and Noir then."
So Cassie, the one who's concerned about everybody's safety, does not want to stay with the police officer?
Oh, she
does
doesn't
not want to
trust
stay with
him.
the...
No,
Aw.
no, she'd rather be with the super powerful psychic and Batman.
Okay, sure.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, jeez.
So you're gonna go to the library?
Molly, before they go off, Molly's gonna talk to Noir and say, if anything happens, use your, you can. Sorry, I'm
Mind link?
blanking. What's
I can push him out a window. Yeah.
No, like mind link sort of thing? Is that what you're saying? Like talk?
Yeah.
Like,
Use your
Yeah.
psychopathy.
That's a limited range.
oh.
well?
If we get more than
It's all we have.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
All right.
So Cassie and Batman and
Jean Grey?
Jean Grey.
I mean, if
will
no
go
one's
off.
opposed to that, people can offer.
We'll go off one way. Okay. And Kyle and Molly and Tiffany will go the other way. So who would you like me to go to first? Which group?
I would like to check the library.
Okay. So
Chase
we'll
as
go with
well.
Shay's Batman's group.
Cassie does like libraries. That's fair.
Batman, Jean Grey, and Cassie, I guess, would be.
And Cassie.
No, Cassie would be like, I don't know,
Forge.
really
Forge.
Forged.
Forge.
Forge.
Fine. Fine.
now
Okay.
two of us are X-Men and one of us is just
One of us is Batman. Not even Marvel.
Yes. I'm gonna say that eventually you guys will find the library. On your way to the library, however, it's more of what you saw before. It's going to be like more dirt around the floor. You'll see a few more bodies of other staff members.
Same stomach
And-
thing? Same stomach problems?
Actually, these will have their throats slit.
And regarding the
Throats
footprints,
will
are
be
they the same size?
Same size. Yeah. You'll see like a crack in the wall as if somebody was flung against it. One of the servants, it looks like
God damn.
their arm is turned in a way that's not natural. But yes, you will eventually make it into the library. And when you go into the library, you are going to see the library completely in disarray. Books all over the floor, bookshelves turned over. There is a big, giant hole in the wall as if some large object like crashed through it. There's a big hole in the wall. One of the paintings is open. It looks like there was a safe behind that painting, but the wall has been blown through, and you can see that there used to be something that was in the safe, but now the safe is gone.
Okay, so when you say blown through, I guess one, is there any psychic residue, or if not, are there like signs of flame, explosions, anything?
No, it looks like everything that's in here is purely physical. Everything that
Okay.
happened in here is purely physical. Nothing like with the supernatural special attacks, as far as you can tell, at least.
Does it look like it was pulled open just with brute strength, or slashed open, or?
It looks like it looks like somebody took a giant boulder and threw it at the wall, and there's a big gaping hole in the wall with this big boulder or whatever. Maybe
Wait,
a rock
is there
throw.
actually a boulder in the room?
No, there is no boulder
No,
in the
everything-
room
okay.
currently. There is no boulder in the room currently.
Inspect the hole around the wall a little bit better and just look at the pattern of the hole and see if it looks like there's like 4 grooves around the edge, as if it was more of a fist-shaped boulder, or is it just a round circle?
Yeah,
I'm looking
roll
for
a
fist
perception.
pattern.
Roll a perception.
9.
Go ahead and re-roll that one if you want to. This is with one of Cassie's skills.
Do I take the higher one, or do I take the 8?
You take
Whatever.
the 8, but you get a bonus of 5 to your roll.
Oh, holy smokes.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so expecting the hole. So in the naked eye, it might look like somebody just took a boulder and threw it into the wall. But after giving it a bit more inspecting, you realize that it was less somebody punched through it or threw a boulder through it, but somebody like dug into it or burrowed into the wall. Somehow
What
burrowed into
size?
the wall. What size of a hole is it?
Oh, what size of the thing burrowed through it? Is that like
Maybe human-sized? Medium-sized? Human-sized? Being burrowed through it?
Yeah, this wasn't a human's work. There's a Pokemon involved here.
Yeah, would anything be left on the edges of the hole, as in like, fur or particular like sediment or anything like that?
I would say no. But
any
one thing I
hairs?
will say, go ahead.
Is there any hairs on the ground anywhere that near the hole or near the punching the safe?
Roll a perception, Noir.
Damn it. I'm good at this.
I mean, because if you wanted to point it out, you could always ask Cassie to look too.
Just gonna mention,
7.
I'm looking for some hairs.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Noir, you don't see any hairs, but what you do see on the floor right next to the hole, and it looks like there was a footprint on it as if somebody like stepped on it but didn't bother to pick it up, is a sealed manila envelope. Yeah, you see a sealed manila envelope. Meanwhile, I'm also going to point out to Shay that while you're investigating the hole, I will say that your eye will catch the painting that was covering the safe. If you look at the painting, the name of the painting, it looks like it's a relatively fresh, new painting that was placed there relatively recently. And the name of the painting says Dream Lady, and the image of the painting is the portrait of that woman. That is the portrait of the woman of the painting that's covering the safe.
But only Chase saw that.
Only Chase saw that right now.
Chase starts repeating dark, ghost, fire. Dark, ghost, fire.
You all right over there, Chase?
First it was dark, then there was ghost, and then there was fire.
Are you sure you're okay? She'll look at Noir, seeming a little concerned.
I found the envelope. I don't know what he found.
I've seen this lady before in my dreams.
What lady?
It points at the painting.
And is it fair to say that like Noir and Cassie would recognize her?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if seeing the painting, Cassie will just swear on her breath and say, "No, I've seen this painting in real life."
We
What?
met this woman.
But she's a dream lady.
No, Chase.
She's a
Remember
pocket rally.
that person I told you who had that scrying done?
At the psychic rally?
No. That's her.
That's not possible. 797.
Would Cassie remember that? Because I think that actually came up at the Psychic Rally too, didn't it?
I'll say yeah. For some reason, on the back of your mind, you feel like you've heard that number before. It's almost deja vu like.
Then yeah, when he says that, Cassie will tense up. Like, why did you say that? Why did you say that name?
That's the doorway. That's the first doorway. It's the first doorway I walk through. 797. Janitor's closet.
Okay, what are you talking about now?
That's the
Just
door that
full
started
sentences.
everything. I met this lady in a janitor's closet. And
So you've met her too.
not for real. I don't think it was for real. It was in my dreams.
You dreamt
Seven
about her in
nights,
a
seven.
janitor's closet.
Dark, ghosts, and fire, yes.
All right. Do you know what any of it means?
I thought it was just a dream. I don't know what it means, but if you're saying she's real, then why is she in a painting? Why would they know who she
Well,
is?
it says Dream Lady on the painting description.
Which probably means that she met her the same way you did.
But you met her for real.
Yeah, I did. It was great. Should have been there.
Perhaps this envelope will shed some light. Should we maybe
Just
revisit
open
it here?
Just open it. Don't take it
Okay,
back.
without opening it, without touching it.
You open the envelope, and inside, to your surprise, are 3 shiny-looking leaves, like dried leaves, as if they came from a tree of some sort. It doesn't look like any leaf that you recognize from any tree. I would like for the 3 of you to roll a Pokemon education.
I would take a guess. I'm looking at a picture right now, but no, that's okay. So Pokemon education, that's a crappy one.
Oh. Okay. Cassie.
Yeah.
So
I did it.
you're the smart one in
I
the
am
group.
smart.
All right, Cassie. So you've done a lot of Pokemon research recently, I think, because
I
of what's
have
been
indeed.
going on. Yes.
Mhm.
So this leaf pattern,
Those are
you actually recognize this leaf pattern because it's not a leaf from a tree that grows naturally. This actually is leaves from, to your shock, if you believe what you read, a Celebi. Those are leaves from a Celebi when the Celebi sheds.
Holy shit! Oh,
Legends say that the leaves that are shed from a Celebi have magical properties. In that, it doesn't actually take you through time, so don't think that. It doesn't do that. However, if one were to activate a leaf, and by doing that, the leaf will be destroyed when you activate it, you can see echoes from the past. Whatever location you're at, you can use this leaf, activate it, and you'll see echoes from the past of this whatever location.
See, that's funny because one of the features that I have is called Echoes of the Future.
Oh, well,
I am just the
There you
Time
go.
Lord.
you're the Time Lord. Yes, you're the Time Lord of the group. You can be Jodie Whittaker. Okay. So,
Okay, well, I mean, Cassie wouldn't be able to help her eyes from widening a little bit upon seeing it, but she doesn't outwardly identify them.
so does she tell them what it is?
No.
Oh, okay. But her eyes will widen, and for the rest of you too, I don't know if you will notice that necessarily. I guess you can roll a perception to see if you notice that, but...
Yeah, I mean, guys, pay attention to the leaves. Come on. They're all dried and shiny.
Cassie just wants to roll them up.
Chase rolls.
Shay will notice. Shay will notice Cassie's eyes go wide as if she recognizes what these are for some reason. And the way she reacted, it doesn't look like she's like, oh, it's an oak tree. It's more like, oh, snap.
It's like, what did you find there? Are they from a Trevenant?
Something like that, yeah.
Why
Where are they from?
Do you guys know much about legendary Pokemon?
Not
I
yet.
met one.
you have a story to tell us?
No, we just seem to be running into a lot of those lately. I say we should try to keep these as safe as possible.
Okay. Should we save them to the lieutenant?
No. Let's keep this between us.
What do they do exactly?
Well, that I can only speculate, but I'll let you know when the time comes. All right?
Can I feel one? They look pretty.
For now, let's keep them in the folder or the envelope.
Okay.
Manila folder.
Who
Manila
wants to hang on?
envelope.
Who wants to hang on to the envelope?
I mean, Cassie will accept it. Just
See ya, suckers!
carefully slip that into her bag. I mean, assuming no one objects, yeah, she'll just do that.
Jeez, he doesn't know any better.
Other than that, there's nothing else of note in the library,
I was actually gonna say,
unless you want
Before
to
she
converse
slips,
in any way.
Before she slips the folder into her bag, can I roll perception to see if there's anything else noteworthy about the folder itself or the footprint or anything?
Sure.
15?
No. I mean, it's unmarked. It didn't have any description in it, so you probably can assume this was in the safe, and whoever
fell out as they...
it just fell out, and whoever was taking whatever was in the safe probably didn't think it was valuable. Whatever it was, it probably was like, oh, whatever, it's not valuable, like, which means that they were. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the envelope was still sealed, so whoever it was didn't even bother to check, probably because whatever they were trying to take from the safe wouldn't fit into a envelope, so why bother taking an envelope with you if the object you're getting isn't even going to fit in it? would not fit in an envelope, so
That's fair.
yes. So they didn't take it.
All right.
However, I will say that you will sense some residual energy from within the safe, as if something supernatural was in the safe. Maybe a plate.
You can assume, yeah.
Perhaps. Maybe a plate was in there. So something definitely artifact-like was in there in addition to the envelope. Meanwhile, Tiffany, Molly, you guys are going to follow Lieutenant deeper into the house. He is going to basically go into what looks like some of the servants' quarters. You will make your way over to, it looks like, the master bedroom. And that area looks relatively untouched. Then you guys will continue moving to follow more of the tracks, and you will run into 3 more bodies, but not of people, but of Pokemon.
One of them's a
Alive.
dog, isn't it?
Or dead.
I'm sorry?
One of them is a dog.
They're dead. One of them is not a dog, actually.
Oh, yay. Happy ending.
I also should probably mention, I forgot to mention this too, that Kyle would have, as soon as you broke off, he would have taken out his Pokemon, the Donphan, because the Donphan would start sniffing around. Yes. The Donphan will start sniffing around, trying to find, and he will actually lead you guys down this path that leads you to the 3 bodies of a Panseer, a Panpour, and a Pansage.
Of course. By the way, the Donphan doesn't react at all to Molly, right?
No, because the Donphan never officially met Molly.
I mean, why would they, right? That'd be weird.
The Donphan never met Molly.
Okay.
The Donphan may have experienced Molly's scent from way back when, but that was a very long time ago.
Okay.
Extremely long time ago. So, a Pansage, a Panpour, and a Panseer. If you actually play the Pokemon game, by the way, Pokemon Black or White, in Castilia City, there is a character named Wade that has a Panseer, a Panpour, and a Pansage, just so you know. Roma's nodding because of course she knows that.
I will look them up later. There we go.
Yes.
Thank you,
But this room that you found them in, there's like scorch marks on the wall, there's like a puddle over here, so it looks like some sort of combat happened in this room. The Pokemon unfortunately did not win this combat, and they unfortunately are dead.
Molly is slowly freaking out, by the way. Like
Molly?
ever since the sight of the first bodies, she was very queasy, and with the sight of each new body, she's slowly, like, she's probably just a few steps away from panicking, just total panic.
Yeah, Tiffany is like, sorry. Tiffany will start going over, trying to calm her down. You okay? Do you need to get some air? I thought I'd be the squeamish one, but I'm fine.
If you need to step out, Miss Moon, this might be a little bit too graphic for you. I can understand.
Molly's kind of hugging the wall, like just freezing there for a while, and she looks at them and she says, "You guys go ahead. I'll explore by myself."
I don't like that idea at all.
Would not leave you by yourself.
No.
Molly's she's wide-eyed by this point, like not even like looking at them, but not necessarily seeing them. And she says, just go. I can't.
Why don't I escort you both back to the entrance, and I'll just go back in myself with Sniffles, he says. We should be all right, just the two of us.
Are you sure?
Yes. I don't think it would be good for Miss Moon to stick around here by herself.
All right.
At least not attended.
If you find anyone alive, remember, first aid training.
Of course.
All right. Come on, Molly.
Yeah, she'll kind of peel herself off of the wall and
Tiffany will grab her
slowly.
arm, loop it around her neck. Come on.
Okay. He will escort you back to the foyer again, and you guys can step outside for some fresh air. At that point, Kyle, while he's out there, is going to contact the rest of the station so that he can get more people over there, get more backup over there. Meanwhile, at this point, Kyle and Sniffles will go back into the scene of the crime, and then Shay's group will pass by the foyer because there's nothing really else of interest.
Hey.
You don't find anything else of interest on that side of the house, but you will see Molly and Tiffany back outside. Molly looks very disturbed. Is she shaking?
She's shaking. She's kind of squatting on the ground, like trying to draw spirals on the ground.
She looks very. She's not okay. She looks very not okay.
Is there anything I can do for you? Do you need some water? I have lemonade.
Molly says nothing. She just keeps scratching the spirals into the ground, like very intensely. Not just drawing, but like almost stabbing the ground with her fingers and drawing them.
Going to grab her hands? I get it. That was scary, but we're safe.
Molly's still. She's got the 1,000-yard stare. Still, she's not really responding.
Starts patting your cheek, sweetie. Focus on me. I'm the least scary thing ever. I've been told this several times.
Molly looks at Tiffany and she starts saying, just making the P sound over and over.
Pulls her into a hug. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were acting this badly. Let's go. Have you come across stuff like this before? Or is it just this much of a shock?
Molly whispers the word Poliwhirl.
Okay. Files that away. All right. Starts looking toward Fourier. Does she see her team now? Guys, come over.
One. Are we missing someone?
Kyle went back in. Molly is kind of freaking out. No offense.
Chase passes everybody at that point and goes into the room where they left.
We're
Kyle.
outside, so join us.
The comment of Kyle being left in there, Chase.
Okay.
He looks at Molly at first. He wants to consult. He's like, "What? No," and then goes towards Kyle.
Chase.
Okay. I don't like anyone going by themselves. Can you two stay with Molly?
Yeah. What exactly happened?
She saw some bodies and freaked out. I gotta go. Start sprinting off after Chase.
Nora's already started sprinting after Chase because he's like, Chase, don't go by yourself.
Okay, so Cassie can be with Molly.
Cool. Then in that case, Cassie would, hesitate a moment and then sit down beside her.
All right. Go ahead, because I don't think we've had a Molly Cassie moment yet. So let's play this out. Go ahead. Cassie sits right down next to Molly, and Molly is shaking and she's sweating, maybe perspiring. She's definitely having some sort of PTSD situation.
Yeah.
Something fierce.
She's
PTSD.
She's still drawing the spiral on the ground. She's back to it now, and she's just whispering Poliwhirl.
What about a Poliwhirl? Did you used to know a Poliwhirl?
She says, she looks up almost like she's seeing Cassie for the first time, and she says, "Where is it? Where's the Poliwhirl? I need it."
Well, a little taken aback, Cassie will hesitate and say, "Molly, what's wrong?"
There's blood. There's so much blood.
All right, take some deep breaths, okay? Calm down and explain what's going on.
She's still unable to say a full sentence, but you catch her whispering Poliwhirl over and over. You hear her whisper blood. You hear her whisper Irene.
Would any of that trigger anything for Cassie? Because it's not making me think of anything that she knows.
I don't think it would.
I think in the dream sequence in session 3, Dylan mentioned that his wife's name is Irene.
Ah.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yes, that's true. Yes. You'll recognize that name as in when the dad spoke to you in your dream, he mentioned that his wife's name was Irene. So I will say that Cassie does remember that. She will remember that.
Okay.
That's probably the only other time she's heard the name recently.
All right. Well, then once that registers, she does perk up a little bit, and she'll scoot a little closer to Molly and try to wrap an arm around her side if she would allow that.
She'll allow it. She's not exactly noticing much of what's going on.
All right. So with that, she'll set a hand on her knee and say, "Everything's all right, okay? Calm down. Everything's fine. Can you tell me what happened?"
There was blood, and I'm covered in blood.
Something happened with you in the Poliwhirl?
She says there's blood behind me, and now there's blood on me.
Molly, come on. Deep breaths. Look at me. Look around. There's no blood, okay? Everything's fine.
She's starting to calm down a little bit. she says, she's taking some deep breaths, and she says, sorry. Not here. I'll tell you more later. Just not here, okay?
No, that's fine. Are you okay though?
She says, I'll be fine. Just, I can't go back in there.
She'll give her side a little
I
squeeze.
can-
Go on.
I'll search around outside, okay? I'll try to be stealthy. No one will see me. Just, I can't go back inside.
Hey, you don't have to do anything. You can just take some time. Catch your breath, We've already seen a lot.
She says, okay, you can go back in if you want to. I'll be fine. I'm fine now.
Well, are you trying to shoo me away?
She says, she kind of chuckles a little bit. She says, no, just, I'm useless. I'm useless in there. I can't go back in.
Well, I know that feeling. So how about we be useless out here together?
Okay, sure. And
Right.
she'll sit down in a more comfortable position if there's a sidewalk or a path. She'll just sit down in a more comfortable position and start doodling a spiral again on the ground.
Hooray for Mossy. Okay. It's Mossy. All right, so Mossy's having their moment. Meanwhile, back at the house, so Noir, so Chase is going after, Tiffany's going after Noir, who's going after Chase, who's going after Kyle.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Conga line of good intentions.
yes. And Kyle is going after Sniffles. So, yes. You're going to follow each other. And Chase, you're going to reach Kyle and Sniffles first. Kyle has his back to you. He has his weapon out, surveying a room. This room seems to be, I guess, some sort of like a sunroom-like area. And he notices you coming up to him. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth when you're within distance of him, he says, I think we found Wade. And you will get into the room, and what you see is a very traumatizing sight. There is a body suspended upside down in this room, in some sort of like webbing, like some sort of webbing-like thing. The body is suspended, and this body is currently missing a head. The body is dressed in some sort of robes, as if this person just woke up from sleeping and possibly was having breakfast. Clearly, this man is dressed in a way that this is not a servant, very wealthy. Yeah, so it's suspended up in midair with decapitated in some sort of webbing. Below him on the ground is this big giant hole, as if somebody or something burrowed from underground into this sunroom. And that is where the bulk of the dirt footsteps from, as if this was the source of all the dirt, is this big mound that somebody dug up through. Kyle is going to look down towards the hole. He actually pulls out a flashlight and shines it down in there. But he doesn't say anything as he's shining the light down into the hole.
Chase kneels down near the hole while he's shining the light in it. And he's like, do you think I can fit?
he says, "Yes. Why?"
How about we wait for people before you go running off, Chase?
Yeah. Why are you running so much?
Edges toward
answers
Noir.
out of
Get
that.
ready to bury her if you have to. I do not want him running off by himself again.
I wouldn't be running. I'd be crawling through this hole.
In close quarters with something that can dig underground, because that's smart.
With
Noir,
no idea
how
deep it
good
goes.
is that telekinesis of yours, Noir? Can you lift me? Push me? Can you tether me to some
Yeah, how much do you weigh?
150? 160? What's the range on that telekinesis?
Let's see. That's 150. You said? That's just above heavy lifting for me. So I have to focus. I won't be able to do much else.
Start focusing. I'm just gonna go deep enough to see if this thing turns. I just want to know what direction this hole's going in. He'll look at Kyle. He's like, Kyle, are you cool with this?
If you're going, I'm going.
Well, I want a retreat strategy. I mean, I'm not that crazy. If you're behind me, you're gonna plug up the hole. I can't get out. I mean, I don't do well in tight spaces. Don't block me in.
Then maybe not go into this tight space.
If you're intending on following the individual, I would go with you. But if you're just checking to see how far this hole goes and come back, that's fine.
I'll come back first.
Very well.
The individual could get away in that time if he's still nearby.
Just want to know the direction. Maybe we can cut it off through the surface.
I'll see if I can sense him.
Let's dig a hole somewhere else.
Oh, wait, I have dark vision. Can I see through the bottom of the hole?
You can. Roll a perception.
Can
You
I see? Okay. Can I see any heat sources also?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah. Okay.
Dark vision goggles. Chase will put those on. See if you can see through the dark.
You can. Roll a perception.
Oh,
Crit.
well,
Okay.
13.
I'm going to say the hole goes down into a 25-foot drop. 25-foot
Okay.
drop. And then it'll hit the ground. And then it'll tunnel in some direction.
is that like a very bad drop?
I mean,
Not if your
Got like-
telekinesis down.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a comfortable 25 feet down.
What's it look like, guys?
Looks like 25 feet down. Noir, take me down.
I mean,
Let
if
me
you want
just
him to
see.
stop running so often, tell him to jump.
If someone's going down there, I can. If I go with you, I can get you out of there quicker.
No, you're not going down in there. Not right away. See if something eats me first, then you guys can make a decision.
No.
He jumps down. He jumps down. He jumps down. He jumps down.
He's going to jump
Catch.
down.
He jumps down.
And lower
You will
him
catch
down
him.
gently.
You can do that. You will be levitating in the air, and you will be lowered down gently, Jean Grey style. You go down 25 feet. You look. There does appear to be you use your dark vision. There does seem to be a tunnel in front of you. I'm just gonna say it's due northeast relatively. You're not gonna be able to see the end of this tunnel. It looks like the tunnel goes on for a while.
How large? So is it large enough for a human to crawl through, walk through? What kind of scenario?
Yes, absolutely. This is definitely a human-sized tunnel.
This was
As
from
if
the 11
So
foot size.
spliced.
As if a human burrowed through this tunnel. A human burrowed this tunnel, as if.
So Chase starts looking around him. He starts sweating quite profusely because of the enclosure. He looks up and he starts like almost panicking, saying, "Okay, up, 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 up."
Up.
You can lift him up. Yeah, you can lift him up.
So he comes up. Jazz just, yeah. He does not. He's not comfortable with enclosed spaces, but he does say, "It looks like we have a way right to this thing if we go through the bottom there."
Kyle will give you a pat on the shoulder, like a slap on the shoulder, and say, "Good job."
Just making sure there was
Are
nothing
we
down
going
there that
down?
could attack anybody.
We can, but if we do, we'll have to go together. I've informed everybody, all the other Jennies in the station. If need be, they can start doing the investigation here at the scene of the crime, while the rest of us goes after who did this.
That's our
Okay.
best lead. Just going through the tunnel.
So, do we think this is a spliced human Pokemon thing?
Starting to believe that might be the case.
Okay, that would
Those
explain the
humans
claw
with
marks. Someone crossed with Sandshrew or Slanslash?
And probably a bug type.
Yeah,
There might be two involved.
true.
You don't have to continue on with this. You've seen what's happened in the rest of the estate. I'm not forcing you to follow me into this hole.
And yet,
It's
here
your
we are.
choice.
Holsters gun.
We're certainly not going to let you go down there alone.
I'm concerned about Miss Moon, however. I don't know how she would do in this.
No, we're not bringing Molly in here. She
No.
would freak. More so. She's with Cassie, and if other Jennies are coming, she should be okay.
Should we at least tell them that where we're going?
That tunnel was really long. If something happens to us, they won't know, and they won't know how to get to us.
Well, I have Cassie's phone number. I'll send her a text.
Good call. Right. Cell phones. We all have those except for Chase.
Not sure how much reception you're going to have down there, but all right.
Well, we're standing
Oh, okay.
here
I'm sending
right
her
now.
Like,
You
we're
guys
going down
know
tunnel.
bars. I will check mine
Oh,
for
so you're
bars.
texting Cassie to let her know. Hey, we found a hole. We're going to jump in.
Yep. Because we're smart.
Cops are
Cassie,
coming
you're gonna get a text that says, Ella, what does it say?
It says, "Hey, Cassie, we are going down a hole. A tunnel." It says tunnel, not hole. We're going down a tunnel. Be back soon. Police are coming to help.
And
Stay put.
Cassie will text back, "Be safe. Remember who you are and what you stand for."
Okay. As she's like levitating people down.
Should I
Levitating
attach a
to
rope,
everyone here.
or are we okay with just levitation?
No, you're fine.
Okay, just, if you get knocked out,
This is quicker.
I'm not a good climber. Someone will carry me, is all I'm saying.
I'm sure there's an exit.
It's just what's at that exit has me worried. Alright, let's go. Digs in purse, takes out flashlight.
Okay. You guys will make your way into the tunnel. Kyle will lead the way. He will have his flashlight still, because he doesn't have infrared vision. And you guys will maneuver your way through the tunnel as quickly as you can. It is very cool, quiet. You don't really run into anything in particular, but the tunnel does go on for quite a bit. So you actually will probably be relatively tired, because the after the first mile, I don't know. I mean, you guys are not running, but you're probably rushing through it. First mile is probably okay. Second mile, you're probably still okay. Depending on your fitness, by the third mile, you're probably might be feeling a little bit less energetic. I think Chase will be fine. I'm not sure about Nora and Tiffany.
Nope. By third
You guys
mile,
have-
we are slowing down.
By third mile,
Nora
you're
might
slowing
be,
down.
trying to just float a little bit as she's going along. Just
Yes.
to-
However, shortly after the third mile mark, you will start to see a light in the distance. And it looks like the tunnel is starting to move upward towards said light.
How far away do you think light is?
The light is? I would say the light is about 250 feet away. 250
Okay.
feet away, relatively.
Okay. When we get near the lip of the tunnel, Nor's going to try and detect more thoughts to see if there's anyone around.
Yeah, you are going to. I will say that you don't detect any thoughts in the vicinity. No, I will say no. But maybe as you get closer to the
here.
light, you might.
Oh no, not here. When they get closer, she'll do that.
When you get closer, you'll do that, and you'll start to get. What's the range of your ability?
Like basically when they're near the exit of the tunnel, like when they can see clearly, 18 meters.
18 meters? You'll have some random thoughts, but they feel very distant. Not right up against the hole, basically. Very distant. And
she'll basically say, I can sense something in the distance up that way.
Friendly, hostile, random?
I'm not sure. You have to get closer to find out.
Stay alert. One thing that you're going to notice as you're getting closer to the light is that the soil turns to sand. And when you emerge at the end of the light, Chase, you find that you guys just emerged in a sandbox of a playground. The sandbox of a playground.
Huh, this looks familiar.
This does look familiar to Chase, as if he's aware of this sandbox. Because he knows what is relatively close to this sandbox.
How good is that reception?
Pulls out
I would say by this
phone.
point you're outside, so I would say you can call someone now.
Okay, who am I calling?
Ghostbusters. Cassie and Molly need to know where we are right now. We're at the orphanage, and Chase will hold up his hands and let the sand start falling into his hands.
You're not at the orphanage. You're at the playground near the orphanage where supposedly you told Molly to meet you at. So it's not in the orphanage. It's the one near the orphanage. Mm-hmm. The playground around you seems to be run down. It doesn't look like it's been used or taken care of in a while. So the monkey bars are like all rusted. The swings are broken. Nobody looks like they've played in this playground for a while. And the sandbox doesn't look like it's been maintained either. But there's clearly sand in this sandbox.
Yeah, he'll tell Molly that I'm ready to meet her at the sandbox.
Phone is out. What? Ring. Cassie going to pick up, or?
Why, yes, she would, and she would say hello.
Hey, guess where we are?
Please don't make me guess.
We're at Chase's sandbox. And also, what? Sorry, Chase, what was the message for Molly?
Tell her that I'm ready to meet her at the sandbox.
Okay, and that he's ready to meet Molly at the sandbox.
Are we talking the sandbox from the dream world?
Uh-huh, yeah. That we are, I think.
All
Looks
right.
like it.
Be there ASAP.
Okay. They're on their way.
That while they were in the tunnel moving for 3 miles, the Jennies would have gotten there. So the Jennies, by the time you called, they're there. They know who you are. They're going to start doing their forensic stuff in the estate. You probably just want to keep out of their way. So there are Jennies around, but not in your conversation. So go ahead, Molly.
Yeah, upon hearing Chase's message, Molly will kind of snap out of it, and she'll shake her head and she'll stand. She's a bit wobbly, but she'll say, "Come on." She'll say to Cassie, "Come on, we have to go. I have to be there."
Do you know how far this is?
No, but I have to be there. I can't miss this.
All right. Then if we want to get there faster, we should probably ask one of these kind officers for a ride. That seem fair?
Yeah, Molly will agree with that.
All right. Are there any milling about, seeming less busy,
I was
perhaps.
gonna say, you don't want to just Uber over there? Okay.
No, this is police business.
Yes, endangered or
We'll say,
civilians.
yeah, you can ask one of the Jennies, tell them that the lieutenant
she
needs
was.
them at a specific place, and yeah, they will. One of the Jennies who's not currently super busy will take the time to drive you the 3 miles to the park, the abandoned park. So you will be dropped off at the edge of the park. That Jenny will ask you if you'll be okay if she goes back. She can come back and pick you up later. The lieutenant can call her to pick you guys up later. But that Jenny will have to go back to help out with the forensic stuff.
So
she'll drop you off.
Thanks,
and you'll see, like I said, a rundown children's playground.
Hi. How you feeling, Molly?
I've been better, but nothing would have made me miss this.
All right.
Yeah,
to
and whether
have
or
you
not Tiffany would see it, Cassie would look at her with a bit of a weak smile and, subtle shrug.
Nods.
So this is
Yeah,
the
Molly-
famed sandbox?
Yeah, Molly's already sitting at the edge, just looking down.
Took us 14 years.
Molly chuckles a little and she says, "Yeah, you kept your promise after all."
And then he'll look at Kyle. And he'll ask again, do you remember the orphanage?
He seems to understand what you're saying, and he says, "Are you asking me about the orphanage from where I was adopted from?"
You said your memories were a little bit faint. Does this ring a bell as to an orphanage you might have been at? An orphanage with a sandbox?
Vaguely. I vaguely remember this. Not this sandbox, though.
Not this one.
I don't think but I vaguely remember some latent memories from the orphanage I came from that had a sandbox similar to this one.
By the way, I don't mean to ruin any moment you three are having, but how exactly did you guys end up here?
Tunnel
Is-
points at it.
Yeah, the big tunnel.
Speaking
That-
of which,
Go on.
I think a splicer created it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still nearby. I did sense something.
I mean, are we still looking, or have we kind of abandoned that?
Is there any tracks?
That is a good question. Perception time? Perception.
Yeah, you can use your perception to see if you can find any.
12.
Oh,
Wow.
23.
Not gonna bother.
Riz
16.
and Riz. Okay, Cassie and Molly will notice tracks, both entering and leaving. The ones leaving are more recent than the ones entering, and the tracks actually go towards the playground equipment, but the tracks will suddenly disappear. But before the tracks disappear, you will catch 2 footprints of non-human footprints, large footprints. Roll a perception again, Molly and Cassie. Actually, no, not a perception. This one's a Pokemon education. Sorry, Pokemon education. Molly and Cassie.
21.
Nice. Molly's not going to recognize the footprint. Cassie will recognize the footprints to be the footprints of assailants.
Wondered about that. Well, that makes sense. Alright, so she'll look back to the others and shrug and say, "Lost cause at this point. Too late."
Kyle curses. Just a little too late. Not only too late to acquire, not only too late to secure the plate, but also too late to save the lives of the people at the estate. And the Pokemon as well.
And these footprints just disappeared.
Salamence, they flew, took off. It's the same one that
Yeah.
we assume caught Iridessa.
And Gus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Still no clues as to who these people are and what they want. Beyond the plates.
Well, if there's splice with Pokemon to use the plates, probably, but to
What
what
I'm
end?
wondering is how they always seem to know where the plates are.
Well, Kyle was able to find that information. No offense, that came out wrong, but you know what I mean. It's possible.
Surely they have access to different databases, unless you think your systems are being compromised.
Well, to be fair, we were only able to find where some of the plates were. But not all of them.
Well, does this mean you're admitting that they probably know more than we do at this point?
They must. They seem to be always one step ahead of us.
So how do we change that?
Good question.
Do you think there's a plant? Do you think someone at the station is leaking information to them?
I don't know.
They could have gone. They could have gone after any of the other ones. Why this one?
Who's to say they haven't?
They had to know that the police were coming.
Actually, that's a good point. We don't know how big their team is. They could be tackling multiple at a time. Did you guys see anything that gave any hint as to how many maybe were working this case? Are they going in pairs?
Possibly 2.
Because there were 2 at the contest center.
Yeah. But we only saw one with Charade, or maybe because Charade had to kill themselves, they decided to drop their numbers.
There was a person singing
True.
at the station. So it sounds like they act in pairs, at least. Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
This one seemed to have the ability to dig, burrow through the ground, and possibly another one had the ability to use bug abilities.
Any other hints, clues? Something to narrow it down from like an Ariados or a Drillbur or Sandslash.
I didn't have a chance to take a good look at the material of the actual webbing, but the other Jennies might be able to determine the properties of it better.
It was
Are there
decapitation.
any houses nearby? Is there any properties nearby? We could ask them if they've seen a salamander and what direction they flew off. It's reaching, but
I'm sure we can, but from the looks of the events, it looks like it happened earlier this morning. So anyone in the immediate area, unless they've been around since this morning, might not have seen it.
this sucks.
Another dead end.
Chase is wandering. His gaze is wandering, trying to place himself, trying to remember. Because he, in Molly's memories, he was supposed to come here, but he doesn't remember coming here. So he's trying to dig up a memory that might be just hidden. Does he know where the orphanage is in context?
Oh, yeah, he knows what direction it's in. Absolutely.
So Chase is facing that direction and just staring off into that distance. It's not within sight though, right? It's like it's a little bit further away.
It's a little further away.
Yeah.
Yes. And Molly knows exactly where the orphanage is.
How much farther away?
Or at least where it used to be. Under a mile away. Within a mile.
Going to drift over to Chase, put hand on his arm. What are you thinking?
I think in order to get more than one step ahead of these guys, we gotta take a couple steps back. That's history
Okay.
over there.
We thinking about a field trip?
If it's a dead end, I mean, there's plenty of dead ends back in that house.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I mean, we're already out here.
Yeah.
And something strange did happen in that orphanage 10 years ago, I'm guessing, from the way
Just
you
seems-
two describe it.
Seems a little strange that this is where they'd come out of. Feel like it's just too. The symbols are all lining up, and I say we go to the orphanage next.
Well, Lieutenant, care to
The
be our
door.
bodyguard?
Molly nods and stands up.
I admit I don't know very much about the orphanage, but if you think that might give us some sort of lead, then I will follow.
All right.
You guys will follow Chase and Molly down the street. Now the sun is starting to set,
Great.
so it is starting to get a little bit darker. But you will walk the about 8th, 9th, 10th
Actually,
of a mile.
while we're walking, she's going to take out cell phone. Has she heard anything from Navi and Madison about the Pokemon's progress?
They will tell you that Nevi and Madison will tell you that they seem to have caught a signal and they're about to investigate it.
Guys, news on our team. They caught a signal. They're about to investigate.
Oh, well, that's good.
Aw.
They're all
Okay.
safe.
Going all right?
One sec. Are they all right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so far so
Okay,
good.
one sec. I'm going to put you on speakerphone. It's just easier. Okay, everybody, huddle up.
They've been doing really well. Very few hiccups. They apparently were talking about some. According to Nevi, there were some cities inside of the network, which I've never heard of before.
Cities?
That's weird.
Cities.
Huh?
Yeah, like within the computer network. It's fascinating stuff, but I didn't really have time to ask too many questions.
Well, when they
Maybe
get
that-
back, hopefully you'll get a chance to.
But Nevi, that's not like, that doesn't mean something else to Pokemon, does it?
I don't think so. What they said sounded like basically their equivalent of the word city, so...
I've never heard of cities being built into a network like that.
Pokemon are
Neither have
going
I.
missing. They have to go somewhere.
I had assumed to someone's PC, the person who was taking them.
Well, we assume it's a person. Shrugs, gestures around them.
Touche.
Yeah, Pokemon can be pretty clever.